Alright, hello everyone, my name is Timothy Lee Grant, and welcome to another video where we are doing, can you guess? Leetcode, that's right, of course we are. Well, let's get started. So, which one should we do? Let's do sorting, how about that? How about a sorting problem? We've already done this one, we've already done this one. Have we done this one? Contains duplicates. Alright. So, number 217 contains duplicate. Given an integer array nums, return true if any value appears at least twice in the array, and return false if every element is distinct. Okay, so we're just trying to find if there is a duplicate element within a list. Okay, so one, we see that there's a 1 here and there's also a 1 here. So we're going to say true because as we see here, return true if any value appears at least twice. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's no element that is present twice, so we return false. All right, 1, 1, 1. So we already know that it's a true. We don't need to check all the other stuff. So how do we want to do this? Obviously, if the array is already sorted, then that gives us some method to check if your neighbor is equal to you. So for example, I could use this 1 and then see, so this 1 would actually be right there. So I would look at this 1 and say, is my neighbor right here equal to me? If it is, return true. And then I would go to this 1 and say, is my neighbor equal to me? So right here I say 1, is my neighbor equal to me? 2, no it's not. So then I check 2. Here, is my neighbor, which is 3, equal to me? No, it's not. This is 3, this is 2. Then I check this one. Is my neighbor equal to me? That's 4, this is 3. So the answer is no. So then I come here. Is my neighbor equal to me? I hit the end of the array and I say I'm done. So return false because I found none that are equal to me. Same thing with here. I look at this one and I say, look at my neighbor. Is it equal to me? Yes, it is. It's 1. I return true. I don't even care to look at the other ones. Now, that's only if it is a sorted list, because you can imagine a situation where nums is equal to like this, and we have 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. For example, I look here, I say, is my neighbor equal to me? 2, no it's not. Then I look here, is my neighbor equal to me? 1, no it's not. I look here, is my neighbor equal to me? No it's not. Is my neighbor equal to me? No it's not. And then I come here and I say, hey, there's it's all fine, there's no duplicates. Obviously that's not correct. So this would have to first be sorted. Now, let's say that we sort this list. Now we could do that kind of like this. Nums.sorted, right? Like this. Now we just loop through the array. So we do I for I in range length of nums, okay? And now this I is going to be the index value, so you can say if nums of I is equal to nums of I plus 1, and are we going to get an indexing error? I believe we probably will, because once this gets to the very last element, okay, so once we get here, we're going to be checking am I, which is this one, am I equal to my neighbor, which is here? Outside the bounds of the array. No. So all we need to do is check this one and then say, is this one equal to its neighbor? and we don't need to check the very last one. So we can do length of nums minus 1. Okay, so now if it is equal, if we found one that's equal, well, now we can return true. Maybe a capitalization would be nice. All right, and then if this ends, we got to the end of the array, we know that there was no distinct element, right? Kind of like that. So we return false. Let's submit it, see if it works. Oh, it didn't. Or is it maybe sort? Let's. Is it sort? Hey, all right. Now, obviously, this is not a very good time complexity right there. So this brings into the question, like, what is the actual time complexity of this sort? That is a good question. I am curious about this. I asked this, and the reason that I know that I can do that sort right there is because in my last video yesterday, I asked, well, how do you actually do the sort? And it gave me this. But I don't think I asked it what the time complexity is. So let's try that. What is the time complexity of the dot sort? All right, let's see what it is. In log of n. Okay, so this is in log of n, and then this one is a time complexity of O of n. So the overall time complexity of this one is going to be in log n, because it's in log n plus n, which this part goes away because this is the bigger number, essentially. So let's I'm gonna try to think about if there is a different way that I might be able to solve this, which is more efficient. How are we feeling about like a dictionary or something like that? So let me think about how we might be able to use a dictionary, and that way I wouldn't have to sort anything. So I could use, like, what was that, a default dict? So what do I want to call it? That's the difficult part of programming, is just trying to figure out what to call it. I'm gonna call it map, maybe. Who knows? Oh, map looks like it's a keyword. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, okay. Maps. What does map do? What is map actually? Hold up. I see that map is a key word in Python. What does it do? Okay. Map function in Python is a built-in function that allows you to apply a function to every item in an iterable. Oh, okay. Interesting. And return a map object, which is an iterator. Essentially, it transforms one iterable into another by applying a function to each element in the original iterable. Okay, so you just pass in, and in this case, it's a lambda function. And you have this array, which is an iterable, okay? And you're doing this to you're doing this function, which is you're taking in the input, multiplying it by 2, and that's its output, right? No, sorry, the double asterisk is exponent. So you're taking this 1, you're raising it to the power of 2, and so each of these elements in here are being raised to the power of 2, and that's being stored in this squared variable, which is what? It is a list, which is also an iterable. Awesome. So that's what map does, but I don't want to use that. I want to use a different keyword. Not a keyword, a different variable name. So my dictionary. Dictionary equals default dict, right? Should it be keyword? Hi. What is might even just be able to do this, like default dict Python. What is it? This is stupid. I'm going back to GPT. What is the syntax for default dict? Okay. So default dict and then the type, right? So it's like int. Okay. So default dict should be correct. All right, so now I have my dictionary. Whew, I didn't mean to do that. I have my dictionary, and I can try to add an element to my... So what I can do is I can loop through each of the elements in my nums. And I am going to see, is this number currently in my dictionary? If it's not, I'm going to add it to my dictionary and go to the next one. Then I'm going to ask, is this number currently in my dictionary? If it is, or sorry, if it's not, right? Because I just added one and now I'm looking at two. Two is not in my dictionary yet. So I check, is it in my dictionary? No, it's not. So I add it to my dictionary. So now my dictionary has one and it has two. Then I come here and I say, is one in my dictionary? And it is. So I know that there's a duplicate and I return true. I return true because there's a duplicate. And then I do that for all of the variables or all of the elements. If I don't get a element found, a duplicate found, then I just return false. So let's do it. Okay, so did that. Now same thing for I in range length of nums. Now, is it nums minus 1? No. Why? Because look, we are going to add this one into our dictionary. Or first we're going to check, is it already in our dictionary? If it's not, we're going to add it. Then we're going to check this one. Then we're going to check this one. Then we're going to check this one and this one and this one. Okay? This would be corresponding to length minus 1. This element here. Do we want to stop there? No, we still need to check this one. What about if it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? Well, in this case, if we just stopped right there, no duplicates. But we didn't check this one, so we need to check it. There we go. Okay, so we're going to check all the elements in our list. Now what do we want to do? Well, let's see if it's in our dictionary. And that's why we did that default dictionary, because we need to make sure if we want to access an element, we don't want to crash, right? So, how do I want to do this? What was the... hold on. What was it? If nums of I in... Oh, we don't even need a default dictionary. We can do a set, right? And a set is an O of 1 lookup. Let's try it with a default dictionary, and then we can mess around with a set. Let's get some practice in, okay? Let's get some practice. So, how would I do this? How would I check if an element is already in a dictionary? So my default dictionary is going to do what? It is going to have a key and a value. My key is going to be the actual number. My value is not used. I don't care about the actual value. So the number is going to be like this 1, this 2, this 3. That's what I'm actually checking. That's going to be my key. So if this number, meaning like 1, is in, can I do this? Dictionary. I don't know if I can do this. I'm not sure if this is correct. Is in dictionary. Return true. And then else, and I don't actually need that else because if this line ever hits, it's returning and we're getting rid of it. So I'm not going to write that if, or that else. Okay, now, so this is the case that it's not in my dictionary, so I need to add it. So dictionary, and I'm going to add a key. What is the key that I want? It is this nums of I. So like this 1, I'm adding this 1. And what do I want the value to be? It doesn't matter. I'm just going to say 0. It doesn't matter. Just setting it to 0. Okay. Then I'm going to do that for all of the elements. And then if I break out of this for loop, I am going to return false. Okay. So now this right here is O of n, right? I'm doing it n times. This right here, a lookup should be O of 1. And an addition should be O of 1. So overall, this should be O of n, which is smaller than this method, which was in log of n. Okay, so well, I don't know if my syntax is quite correct. Let's press that submit button and see what we get. Okay. Hey, and look at that. We got further. We got further. Okay. Should we try it with a set? Let's do a set. Oh my goodness. I wasn't expecting to have so much fun today. So we want to just do a normal set. Okay. So my set is equal to set, empty set. Okay. So now this is our empty set, and we want to loop through each of the elements. Done, 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 right? And it's very similar to our dictionary method. What we're going to do is we're going to say, is this element already in my set? If it is, we return true. If it's not, then we add it to our set. Then we come here and say, is this in our set? If it is, then we return true. If it's not, we add it to our set. All the way. Very similar to what we did. I'm just going to type it out and then we'll be content. Okay, so for I in range length of nums, if nums of I in my set, if it is, then what do? We just return true. Else, what do we want to do? We want to my set dot add nums of I. Nums of I. Now we want to just return false. Okay, so that should work as well. All right, there we go. 3 ways of solving the same problem. Okay, cool. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please subscribe. That would be amazing. I'm at like 550 subscribers, I think, right now. So almost at 600. Thank you to everyone who is subscribing. We're going to be back with another LeetCoding video tomorrow. We do LeetCode every single day. Do not miss a single day. Continue. So if that is interesting to you, please subscribe. That would be awesome. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. My name is Timothy Lee Grant, and I will see you tomorrow with more LeetCode. Woo! Today was a fun problem. I like it.